Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture on animation, and today I'm going to introduce the software or service that we will be using for creating animations. It's called Canva. Some of you may have heard about it, some of you may not have. So for those who have not heard about it, I'm going to show you how you can access the service. So click on Canva and the first search result is canva.com. Click on the first search result and you can sign up for free. Click on sign up. You can sign up using Google, or you can sign up using your work email, or you can continue another way. So you can also download the Canva app from the Mac App Store, from the Windows App Store, from the iOS and Google Play App Stores. But for this course, for all needs and purposes, we will be using the browser version of Canva. So sign up. I'll see you in the next lecture. Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture on animation, and today I'm going to show you around Canva. So this is what your landing page looks like after you have signed up and logged in. So on the left hand side you have the home option, you have projects, you can see your projects, you have templates, brand, and you have the apps that Canva has. And Canva has a lot of apps, and some of the apps are meant for voiceover, for instance. Some of the apps are meant for some other function, and we will just take a look at what we need for animation, because Canva has a ton of different options. As you can see over here, it can do many things. It can create docs, whiteboards, presentations, social media, videos, print products, websites, and you can click on create a design over here to create a new design. And as you can see down over here, you can do a ton of different things. You can create videos, then you can create Instagram posts, posters, documents, resumes, etc. So I'll go to the search bar over here and click on and rather search for videos. And as you can see down below, you have an option for videos. So it's going to give you templates for videos, and Canva has recommended some templates. As you can see, you have a ton of different templates over here. But since we will be creating animation, I would suggest you start with a blank template. So I've clicked on blank and it's loading. And as you can see, we have a blank template which has a 16:9 aspect ratio. That is what you need for creating videos that you can upload to, let's say, YouTube or some other place. On the left hand side over here, you have a panel, a toolbar, where you have an option for design. So you can choose different templates. You have an option for elements. You can choose lines and shapes, graphics, stickers, photos, videos, audio, etc. You have an option for text. You can add a text box, you can add a heading, subheading, etc. You have some brand related stuff. You have an option for upload, so you can upload videos, audios, images, and you can drag media here to upload, or you can connect your Instagram account and stuff like that, or you can upload your files using the purple button over here. And then you have an option for drawing, and you have different pens over here, so you can draw on the canvas like this if you want to, and you can undo this by clicking on the back arrow, and you can redo this by clicking on the front facing curved arrow. That is what you can do. So I'm going to undo these things, and you can take a look at your projects, and you have an option for apps. You have a variety of different apps such as text to image, DID AI presenters, that is something that you can use to create AI presentations. You have options for charts, photos, bulks, audio, background, videos, translate, etc. And then you have text to image. All of these apps you have. So that is what the interface looks like. That is what the workspace looks like. And we'll be using this blank template to create presentations. And down below, as you can see, you have an option for writing notes over here about your presentation. Just need to click on the notes button over here, which has a pencil on it, and then you can decide on the duration of your scene, and you can drag your scene outward. So select the edge of the scene and drag it outwards to increase its length, or you can drag it leftwards to reduce its length. And then you have the playhead. You can move the playhead around, and you have a play button which you can use to play your scene. And you have the Canva assistant over here, which helps you find stuff. For instance, helps you find apps or different things that you might need. And you have insights, and you have the total length of the scene over here, and you have the share button finally, which you can use to download your video. So that's all about the workspace, the place where you will create your animations and edit your animations. So I'll see you in the next lecture when we start on animations. We'll look at the good stuff from the next lecture onwards. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture on animation, and today we are going to create some animation. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the option for creating background colors, and it's the button right over here with multiple colors, as you can see, background color, and you can choose a background. Let's choose light blue because we want to mimic the sky, or let's use a gradient for the sky because sky is not plain light blue, it kind of looks like this. So we have chosen a background, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the length of the scene to 5 seconds. I might increase it if I need to later on, but for the time being I'm going to reduce the length of the scene to 5 seconds. And using the plus button over here, you can add another scene. So as you can see, you have page 2 over here and you have page 1 over here. I'm going to delete the scene. I'm going to click on the 3 dots over here, and then I'm going to click on delete page. And now that we have a background for the scene, let's start doing some animation. Click on elements, then go down to graphics. Now it's not showing graphics in the different options. Oh, it has shown graphics, and click on graphics. As you can see, you have a ton of different graphics over here, and we will be using graphics for animation. Now you can also search for graphics using the search bar. Search for graphics and click on enter. And when you search for graphics using the search bar, you have this option to the right of the search bar, which is basically 3 dots or 3 lines, 3 horizontal lines, parallel lines with 3 dots on them. Click on it, and what you can do is you can go down and click on animated and click on free as the price, because I am showing you this exercise or this entire process of making an animation on the free version of Canva. I have a paid version, but I thought showing you on the free version will be more convenient for you, because most of you will like to try out the software before you decide to get a subscription. So we have selected animated and price, and over here you can select color too, but I'm going to unselect color, or rather let me select color for the time being and click on graphics again. And now we're back to the menu and it's loading, and what we are going to search for is urban buildings. That is what we want, buildings, city buildings. And we have all these options for buildings. So I'm going to select this particular option and drag it over here. Now it's a pro option, so you need Canva Pro to remove watermarks over here. It has a watermark, but let's not worry about watermarks for the time being. So let's increase the length of this image. And we have city buildings. Now what we can do is we can copy this image, control click or right click, whichever computer you're using. If you're using a Mac, then control click. If you're using a Windows, right click, copy it, and then paste it. And we have 2 buildings right now, 2 sets of buildings. Let me make this smaller. And we have 2 sets of buildings. Let me make sure that these images merge, and they have merged. So like I said, I can copy this and paste this. So now we have a city with buildings and we have the sky. Now that we have the city buildings, let's search for birds. Birds flying. And we'll use this image. And I'm going to copy this again using the copy paste menu, and I'm going to paste it. So I have two sets of birds right now. And now what I'm going to show you is one bird which is blue, or rather purple and white in color. So I dragged and dropped it on the canvas, as you may have noticed. So let me delete this. Let me bring up the copy paste delete menu. And what I'm doing is I'm going to click on this, or I'm going to drag and drop this on the canvas like I did with the other images. So I'm going to make this bird smaller. And what I need is, I need some grass, small amount of grass. And the grass I'm going to use is this one. I'm going to drag and drop it, or you can just click it. I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to copy this and paste this. Again, paste this. And place it where I want it to be placed, which is right at the bottom. And paste this again. So I'm going to drag and place it right at the bottom. And pop and paste this again. So we have some grass. So we have a city, we have some grass over here, we have some buildings, some grass, some birds flying, and now we have a scene setup. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to animate the black birds. So I'll click on the black birds, and I'm going to click on animate, and I'm going to click on create animation. You can also choose basic animation such as the ones that have been recommended by Canva. So you can choose drift in which case the birds, as you can see, are drifting in if you look at the image carefully, or you can show pop and the birds are popping in, or you can show wipe. I'm going to create my own animations. I'll click on create. So what we need to do is we need to click on the image and move it around to give it a path, in the sense that we have to specify to Canva which path the birds take, and Canva will automatically create an animation based on the path. We'll do the same with the other birds. So click on create animation, and then this does not look good, so I'm going to click on delete path by going down to the bottom of the menu, and I'm going to click create a new path for them. So like this. Same thing for the other ones. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on this, click on custom animation. Right on top, as you can see, you have custom animation. And I'm going to delete the path. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag them downwards like this. And click on done. Now what you can also do is click on custom over here, up top, right over here, custom. And you can reduce the speed of the animation. So the birds are moving slowly. Same thing I'm going to do for the other animation, for the second set of birds. And I'm going to make the movement style smooth. So the birds are kind of flying. Or you can select some other movement style, for instance steady, whichever looks good. So that's about it. So I'm done with this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to animate this purple white bird. So I'm going to click on animate, and I'm going to create a custom animation. And this bird, I'm going to click on the bird, the image, or rather the graphic for the bird, and assign an animation by dragging it along the path I want it to take. And as you can see, it has been animated. The bird is moving out of the scene. I'm going to delete this path, and what I'll do is I'll take the bird over here. I'm going to delete the path again, and I'm going to go back to position or crop or whatever. I'm going to go back to position. Now I'm going to take the bird right to the edge of the scene, to the right edge of the scene, then click on animate, then click on create animation, and the bird is going to fly in more or less a straight line. So as you can see, the bird has been animated. Let's assign smooth animation to the bird. And you can add some other motion effects down here. You can add flicker, pulse. Let's add a pulse. Perfect. Click on done. And let's click on play. Well, I'm not happy with the animation for the bigger bird, so I'll click on custom. What I'll do is I'll delete the path and I'll assign them another path right out of the frame. That is the path I'll assign them. Click on done. I'll click on the other set of birds too. I'm going to click on custom over here up on top, and I'm going to delete their path, and then I'm going to assign a new path right out of the scene. Perfect. Click on done now and click on play. The birds are moving too quickly. I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on position over here, and I'm going to click on the birds, the first set of birds, click on custom again and reduce the speed. The same thing I'll do for the other birds. I'm going to click on the bird and I'm going to increase the speed a bit. That's about it. Click on done. Click on play. And now I want to add some clouds. So I'm going to search for clouds. And the cloud I'm going to use is the white cloud. So I'm going to place a cloud right over here and reduce the size of the cloud. Copy this and paste it. And then we'll have two clouds. We can resize the clouds like this. Now the thing is, the clouds are appearing over the birds. So the clouds have been superimposed over the birds. So the way we can change this is we can click on the clouds, either right click or control click, and a menu comes up and you can layer it. You can layer the clouds in the sense that you can send them backwards or send them to the back or send them forward or to the front. Same thing I can do by clicking on position. So I can align them to the top, middle, bottom, left, right, and center. So let's check out all the options. I have aligned them to the top. You can align them to the bottom or the middle or the top. So I'm going to keep it at the top. Same thing I'm going to do with the other cloud. And I'm going to move it backwards. I'm going to click on backwards over here. So I'm moving the layer of clouds backwards. And if I want to move them forward, I need to click on the birds and move them backwards. And the cloud is forward again. So I'm going to send the cloud backwards. I'm going to go to layer in this menu and send them backwards. Perfect. And like I said, if I want them to move forward, I'm going to go to the menu option over here and bring them to the front. But I need them behind the birds. So I'm going to keep them behind the birds. But I missed a trick. The trick I missed was I forgot to animate these clouds. So I'm going to click on animate. I'm going to click on create animation, and the clouds are going to hover kind of like this. I'm going to click on the other cloud too, or click path for them. Then I'm going to move the second picture downwards, click on the cloud, click on position, or rather click on animate, and I'm going to create a custom animation. I'm going to move it kind of like this. As you can see, I'm assigning a movement, and I'm going to reduce the speed of the animation to almost not. I'm going to reduce the speed of the animation on the second cloud to almost not. And I'm done animating, so I'm going to move the birds upwards, move the second set of birds upwards so that they are over the clouds, and I'm going to click on play. Perfect. Now we have a scene. And that is, my friends, how you animate using Canva. Now I'm going to animate the grass a bit. Let's say it's windy. So I'm going to just add a custom animation, which will be kind of like drift. And I'm going to reduce the intensity, which is again a pro option. So I'm going to cancel this, and you can assign the direction of animation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the animation first because it does not look good. I'm going to click on create animation, and I'm going to just assign it a small path. Click on done. Let's see how it looks. Perfect. I'm going to remove the animation from this now, and we have a scene. We have an animated scene. Now what we can do is we can add a second scene with the background remaining the same. So I am going to copy and paste these things to show you how to create a second scene. So I'm going to keep the background the same as it was, but you get the point. So I can copy and paste all of this. I can copy and paste the clouds too. And again, I can add custom animation to the clouds. And as you can see, when I copied and pasted the clouds, the animation for the clouds has been copied too. So I'm going to delete this part, and in this case, I'm going to add a different animation to the clouds like this. But I don't want the second scene because I think you get the point about how you can create multiple scenes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the length of the scene to 12 seconds, and I'll leave it at that. So we have created an animated scene. In the next lecture, I'm going to show you how you can start with the voiceover process for your animated scene. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture on animating using Canva. And today I'm going to show you how you can add text to your animation. To do that, head over to the left hand side panel over here and click on text. You can add a text box, you can add a brand font, you can add a heading, subheading. I'm going to add a heading. And as you can see, I clicked on heading once. I can even click and drag it onto the canvas, but I'm not going to do that because I already have the text box. What you can do next is you can move the text box around, double click on the text in the text box, delete it, and we are going to name this animation bird animation. Simple as that. And you can resize and reshape the text box if you want to, kind of like this, like pulling the edges outward or inward. And now I have the text, and now I'm going to see how I can format the text. So I'm going to click on the text box and highlight the text. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a different font. Let's choose something that will stand out. Let's choose archival black. So I've changed the text formatting. I've changed the font to archival black. I can increase the font size using the option right over here. Click on plus twice, and the font size is now 94. And I can change the color of the text. I can make it white. I'll leave it at black. Then what I can do is I can change the alignment. I can change the spacing. Let's increase the letter spacing a bit and stretch it out. So I've increased the letter spacing and stretched out the text. I can change the alignment. I can make it right aligned, left aligned, justified, etc. I'll keep it center aligned. I can add an effect. I'll click on effect, and as you can see, you have different effects over here. You can add shadow. You can add lift, you can add hollow. As you can see, the text has become hollow over here. You can add splice, you can add outline, you can increase the thickness and all of that. Once you click on the different effect, it will ask you to increase or decrease intensity, increase or decrease thickness, all of that. So I'm going to choose the neon effect because I like it, and I'm going to increase the intensity of the neon effect to make it stand out a bit. Perfect. So I have changed the text's formatting, and what we can do now is we can click on the text and click on animate, and I can choose a animation, or I can create an animation just as we did for the birds and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try out a couple of animations. I'm going to click on rise. Don't like it, you can have it rise on entrance or on exit. I'm going to click on both. Still don't like it. I'm going to click on pan. Don't like it. So I'm going to create my own animation. I'm going to click on the text box and then drag it around a bit so that it hovers over the picture. Perfect. And let's click on done. Let's click on play. And the text box is hovering about as you saw. Now what I can do is I can click on the text box, and now right now the text box is appearing over the entire animated scene. What I can do is I can send it to the background. Click on position, and you can change the position to top, middle, or bottom. I'll keep it in the middle. You can also change it to left or right. So I'm going to click on the text box, and I'm going to go to layers, and let's see the different layers over here. So we have different layers, as you can see over here. We have the background, we have the different images that we have selected, the different graphics rather, which we animated, and we have the different layers. What I'm going to do to the text box is I want to send it behind the clouds, right? So I want it to appear on top, and I want to send it behind the clouds and the birds. So I'm going to click on text box, click on position again, then I'm going to go to arrange, and I'm going to move it backwards. I'm going to click on move it backwards or to the back. So let's see what it has done. As you can see right now, the text box has been moved to the back. Let's now move it to the front again. So you can work with layers like this. You can move images to the back, to the front, etc., etc. You can move layers back, forward. You can do all of that. So I'm going to just click on the text box again. And text box is right at the back right now. I'm going to go to position again, and I'm going to move it forward. Now let's move the cloud back to where it was. Let's move the birds back to where they were. And it's not right to the front. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the text box, control click or right click, bring this menu up, and I'm going to bring it to the front. And as you can see right now, the text box is appearing over the animation, over the picture or over the graphic for the flock of birds and over the cloud graphics. And I'm going to move it back to where it was. So that is how you add text to an animated scene. You have different layers. You can send a layer backwards or to the back. You can send a layer forward or to the front, just like I did with the text box and the clouds and the flock of birds. So that's all for this lecture. I'll see you in another lecture. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture on how to use Canva for animation. And today we are going to take a look at how we can add music to our scene. For that, go to the left hand panel over here. Now what you can do is you can click on uploads right over here, and you can upload a music file that you have already made in some other software. But if you don't want to do that, and if you want to use Canva's library, then what you need to do is go to elements, and the elements menu has appeared, and there are a bunch of elements over here, for instance lines, shapes, stickers, videos, etc., etc. What we need is music, and it's not displaying music at the moment, so I'm going to search for music, and I'm going to click on music background, or I'm going to click on audio in the list of options over here, right over here, audio. And as you can see, Canva is proposing some music. and some of them are free, some of them are pro as in you need a subscription to use them. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the magical background track. So I can click and then drag and drop it below the scene, or I can just click on it once and it will be added to the scene. And now we have added music to the scene. Let's hear the music. Now you need to be certain that you're using music that suits the particular animation that you have created. So it should match the theme. The theme of the animation may be sad, happy, exciting, or it may be someone getting angry. So the music should match the scene. It should reflect what is being shown on the scene. So you have to use your discretion. But for the time being, let's just add this music track, and it sounds kind of compatible with the scene because the scene is all about a bird flying across the sky. That's about it. So let's listen to it again. So it sounds kind of haunting and kind of a music track that you would probably hear when you are doing some guided meditation or something of that sort. And the scene is kind of placid, so this sort of a track kind of suits the scene. But I want to reduce the volume of the track, so I'll go to the edge of the track over here, and there are three buttons, as you can see, three white buttons. I'm going to click on it, and I can add audio effects, I can adjust, I can reduce volumes. So I'm going to reduce volume a bit and make it a bit softer. So I'm done with volume now. And you can use the mute symbol to mute. I'm going to make it a bit softer. Perfect. Then I'm going to click on the three red dots again and go to audio effects. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the music fade in. So it's going to take 3 seconds to fade in, and it's going to fade out near the end of the track. So 3 seconds from the end, it's going to start fading out. Now let's listen to the music again. Let's start from the beginning. Perfect. So now we are done with the music track for the scene. So you have now learned how to add music to your animated scene. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture on how to use Canva for creating awesome animations. And today we are going to see how we can do a voiceover. Now, instead of doing a voiceover where I am speaking or I am recording something or someone else is recording, a human is recording, we are going to do a voiceover that will have artificial intelligence narrating something. Now, what will artificial intelligence narrate? That's the most important question. So, you should have a script that suits the theme. So, for instance, let's say in this particular scene, we have the bird flying across the sky, but birds can't speak unless, of course, they are a part of an animated scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on notes down below over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a script. So I had written a script before, I deleted it, so I'm going to write a new script. So the bird is saying, I am a happy bird, but I am not a real bird. I am computer generated and can speak because of the power of artificial intelligence. Because of AI, I appear almost human. So this is the script for the narration. This is the script our artificial intelligence generated narrator is gonna narrate. So how do we do that? How do we access an artificial intelligence generated voiceover? The thing we have to do is we have to go to apps first. And in apps, we have to search for Murf AI, M-U-R-F-A-I, which is an external app or plugin. So I'll click on Murf AI. And what Murf AI is asking me to do is connect Murf AI to my Canva account. So you have to open a Murf AI account. It's free of course, so open that account and connect it. So I'll click on connect. And as you can see, you can sign up using Google, you can sign up using email, you can sign up using Microsoft, etc. etc. So sign up and connect Murf AI to Canva. And in the next lecture, I'll show you how to add a voiceover that is generated by artificial intelligence. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture on animating using Canva. And today we are going to see how we can create an artificial intelligence generated voiceover. So I am in the Murf AI workspace over here, and you have a few options over here. So the first thing you can do is you can select the language. So you can select if you want English, UK, Australia, India, French, etc., German, all of that. Let's stick to English, USA, and Canada. You can select a voice. So there are a few voices over here. Some are free, some are not free, and you need paid subscriptions for them. So I'm going to sample the voices first.
At some point in life, we have all wanted. Hi, I'm Nate. I'm one of the friendly and relatable.
I like this voice. I like Nate. So I'm going to click on Nate. And then we have to enter the text over here, the text that the narrator is going to narrate. So let's click on notes over here and let's copy this text and let's paste it in Murf AI. So I'm going to paste the text in Murf AI, and then you can choose a conversational style. So let's choose narration, and you can choose the speed. Let's make it a bit slow. Let's generate voiceover.
I am a happy bird, but I am not a real bird.
Slow does not sound good, so I'm going to increase the speed back to where it was.
I am a happy bird, but I am not a real bird. I am computer generated and can speak.
Let's change the style to conversational instead of narration.
I am a happy bird, but I am not a...
Let's add a hey folks. And let's generate the voiceover again.
Hey folks, I am a happy bird, but I am not a real bird. I am computer generated and can speak because of the power of artificial intelligence. Because of AI, I appear almost human.
So now I can add this voiceover to the design. Down below, as you can see, you get 9 minutes of voice generation for free, and beyond that you have to pay. You have to pay for the service, and I'll let you decide if you want to pay for the service. But this is one of the best artificial intelligence text-to-speech generators out there, especially for animation. And I'm going to click on Add to Design now, and it has added a narration to my animated clip. So I'm going to move this particular narration around a bit. I don't want the narration to start right from the beginning. I want it to start after 2 or 3 seconds. I'm going to move it a bit to the right, and then I'm going to increase the volume of the narration, and I'm going to do that by clicking on this particular button over here, which has 3 dots displayed on it. And I'm going to increase the volume a little bit and make it 120%. Perfect. And now let's listen to our animated clip, or rather, watch our animated clip.
Hey folks, I am a happy bird, but I am not a real bird. I am computer generated and can speak because of the power of artificial intelligence. Because of AI, I appear almost human.
Perfect. So we now have an animated scene, and what do we do with this? Well, we go to share, we click on download, and we download it as an MP4 video. Thank you so much. That's all. And in the next lecture, I'll talk about the final project. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome to the final lecture in this course. And today I'm going to talk about the final project. For the final project, you have to create an animation scene which will have the following: a field with grass on it, clouds in the blue sky, a cat moving around in the field, an appropriate background music track, and AI generated voiceover with the following text. This is my final project. And once you're done with the scene, you have to download the scene as an MP4 video. And then you need to upload the video to this platform. So that is the final project. Best of luck. I hope you learned a lot and enjoyed learning. Thank you so much.